Hey there, welcome back. I hope you had a look at the submission process video right now, and it was very, very clearly explained to you as to how you had to go ahead and do the whole submission process. And I hope you have been doing your submissions on time, right? Okay, so let's get back and let me introduce you to today's class, and get you a recap of what we did in the last class. So first things first, last class we went ahead and drew a bunch of flowers, and I hope all of you have made the submissions for that because I'm going to be picking the top 10, right? All right, so I hope you've gone ahead and already done that. And let's talk about what we're going to do in today's class. So last class, I was talking to you about how we didn't go ahead and do any form of coloring or any form of sketch pen work or anything, right? There's no color involved. It was just drawing is all we did in the last two classes. So today is going to be a bunch of sketch pen work wherein you're going to go ahead and use your sketch pens to go ahead and draw and fill in colors. But our topic is going to again be leaves itself. Now, the reason why I'm going to go ahead and use leaves again is basically because I want you to be practicing your leaves, right? You've gone ahead and drawn it once, but if you practice a lot more, what is going to happen is you're going to improve. And then tomorrow in school, or tomorrow if you have to create an artwork, or there's a competition anywhere, or you just feel like drawing a leaf, you know how to do it, right? I don't think one time suffices. You have to keep practicing, right? So we're going to use that first classes practice in use today and go ahead and create some beautiful works, right? Okay, so let's get started with today's class as to what all we need, what all we don't need, everything like that, and let's move on. Okay, so let's get started. So first, let's go ahead all over the materials that we need. Like always, you obviously need a sheet of paper. If you do not have a 150 GSM sheet of paper or a book like this, then you can go ahead and take a normal A4 size sheet of paper that you might have lying around at home. That would work wonderfully too, right? I hope you have that with you. The next thing that you need for today's class is you need a bunch of sketch pens. So today, all our sketch pens that we have at home are going to come to use. So the sketch pens are the next thing. Whatever colors you have, no problem. If you have limited colors or you have a lot of colors, just grab all of them and come here. Then the next thing that we're going to use is a scale, again, to go ahead and draw our lines like we always do in our last classes. And then finally, you need a pencil to go ahead and draw the line itself, right? Try to have a sharp tip so that your line comes nice and neat. Okay, so first step, like we always do, is we're going to go ahead and divide our sheet of paper. So in this class, what we're going to do is we're going to divide our sheet of paper only into two parts. So just a line in the center is what we need for today. Take our scale, take our pencil, and just draw a line right through the center. Perfect. So now we have two portions. So for our first picture, we're going to be going ahead and taking two colors. Now here in this picture, I'm going to go ahead and take a dark green and a light green, but I'm not going to go ahead and restrict you in using whichever colors you have. So just go ahead and use like any light color and any dark color. For this one, I'm using greens, but if you want to take pink, you want to take blue, you want to take purple, you want to take any color, go ahead and do that. There is no restriction of what colors you want to work with today. I'm just taking light green and I'm just taking dark green, right? Perfect. Let's get started. So first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take the lighter green color that I have right here. That's the color I'm going to be working with, lighter green. And I'm going to be going ahead and first drawing a leaf out. So for that, I'm going to first go ahead and draw a line like so. You know the curved line that we normally drew in the first class where we went ahead and did a curve right on top. So that's the first thing that we're going to be doing right here. I think everybody's done a good job. Now, next thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be going ahead and making our markings like we did last class as well. We're going to mark out where our leaf is going to start and end. That's very important because you don't want to get confused later as to where to start, where to end and everything. So same practice. Do your line and then mark out the 2 points. Perfect. Once your marking out is done, the leaf that we're going to be drawing for the first one is basically the wiggly leaf that we learned earlier. So that is, we're going to take a line and go wiggly, 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 wiggly and end it right at the top. So let's start with that. So do you remember this leaf where we went ahead and did the wiggly lines? It's exactly what we're doing here today. And then I want you to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Perfect. So you can see I've gone ahead and done wiggly lines on one side, wiggly lines on the other side, and that's exactly what I want you to go ahead and do right now. It's okay if you made any mistakes because we're going to be going ahead and coloring it in. So there's no problem if you've gone ahead and made any mistakes. It's no issues whatsoever. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take the same green color and we're just going to go ahead and start coloring this whole leaf in. It doesn't matter if you do it neat or you don't do it neat. It's completely all right. You don't have to do it perfectly. I just want you to enjoy the process over here, right? Just happily aram say go ahead and color. If you can go in one direction as like how I am going right now, then that would be perfect. If you feel like no, you don't want to go in one direction and you just want to have fun and completely color it in, just go ahead and do that. That's also completely fine. So nicely go ahead and color the whole leaf in. So it's okay if you have these kind of patches that you're seeing in mine. That's no problem at all. There is no issue when it comes to something like this, because we're going to go ahead and take a darker color and do some drawings on top of it as well. So no problem if you make any mistakes. And done. You can see how nice and beautiful that is looking. If you have any gaps here and there, just go ahead and cover it up. No problems if you have any gaps here and there. It's no issues at all. Now next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take the darker color and we're going to go ahead and outline the whole thing. So first I'm going to go ahead and draw the center line and then I'm outlining the whole leaf. So now, like we learned in our previous class, we're going to go ahead and draw the lines in the center of the leaves. So first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do the markings. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 markings I've gone ahead and done right now. And then from the markings, like you can see that leaf is going upwards. So we're going to go ahead and draw lines going upwards, right? You remember how we did that, right? So same thing with the sketch pen itself, directly upwards, 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 and upwards. Same thing on the other side, upwards, 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 and upwards. Perfect. So now we have like our leaf ready, but I do want to leave it as is because we've done just a simple coloring and I want to add some design to it. So normally leaves tend to have like these kind of lines running through them. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do it. So based on the lines that you've already drawn, we're going to go ahead and do a few dotted lines, do a few straight lines, and so on. So just see what I'm doing right here. Taking the same dark sketch pen, I'm just going to go ahead and draw a line like so. So you can see I'm doing dotted lines like this. Some places dot, some places full. Yeah, just like that. So just have a look at how I'm doing it. That's it. So you see how I have gone ahead and done it right there. Isn't that looking beautiful? So that's what we're going to go ahead and do for all of our leaves. If you feel like you're not able to do dotted lines and you feel like, it's a little hard for you to do it, then just do straight lines as is. That's also completely okay. So take your time with this, do it slowly if you need to, no problem. If you need to take a little bit of time and do this, just try to make it as neat as you can. That is what is very, very important for you to make it as neat as you can, right? Perfect. So I think all of you have done like a beautiful job when it comes to this. Whoever has not gone ahead and done the dotted lines, no problem. You can just go ahead and do straight lines and it would look absolutely beautiful as well. So that is the first leaf we've gone ahead and done right now. Now let's move ahead and do the second leaf that we have to do today, right? So if any questions, right, I think everybody's got it and it's looking beautiful. All right, so now let's move on to the next leaf. So for the next leaf, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take another two colors. This time I'm going ahead with a light pink and a dark pink. So now if you do not have a light pink or a dark pink and you have any other set of colors, then you can definitely go ahead and take those. There's no compulsion that you have to take the same colors that I have with me right now. If you feel like you want to go ahead and take pink and red, then go ahead and do that. That's not at all a problem. So take any colors of your choice that you feel like, will look pretty, but one dark, one light, right? Okay. So first thing that we're going to do for this one is we're going to go ahead and draw a curve like so. This is the first step that we're going to be doing for this one directly with the light pink sketch pen. So whichever your lighter color is, if you haven't picked pink and you've picked another color and you want to go ahead and draw it with that, then you can just go ahead and do it with that. But the lighter color you want to go ahead and draw a curve with. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go back and do the balloon shape. So remember the balloon shape we learned in the lavender flower? That's exactly what we're going to do. If you haven't attended the lavender flower class, no problem. Then the balloon shape that you know how to draw, right? You know how to draw a balloon. That's the shape that we have gone ahead and done right on top right here. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and draw another balloon shape on the side. And then another balloon shape on the side, and one more on this side, and then finally another right at the bottom. And I'm extending that line a little bit. So you can see how beautiful that is looking. I've just drawn one curve, then balloon shape, then one on the side, one on the side, one on the side, and one on the side. So totally I have 5 balloon shapes right here. If you feel like, you have like some more extra space here and there, then go ahead and add in another balloon shape wherever you have space. Like for example, for me, I feel like maybe here I can add another one, or if these two were too far away from each other, maybe one I could have added here, but that's okay. I feel like right now mine's looking perfect. So if you have any gaps here and there, just go ahead and fill that in. So once everybody is done with that, what I want you to do is I want you to again continue with the lighter color and fill in all of these balloon shapes. So you can see what I'm doing right here. I'm just coloring it in. If again, you can go in one direction and color it in neatly, like how ma'am is doing right here, then go ahead and do that. If you feel like, you can't do it in one direction, you just want to color like how you are comfortable doing, that's not a problem at all. Just go ahead and color it the way you know how to color it. If there are any gaps here and there, don't forget to fill them in. So you can see I'm filling in any of the gaps that I have right here. Perfect. So this is exactly how your piece should be looking. You've gone ahead and filled it in with a light color. Here I have a light pink color, but whichever lighter color that you have, you've gone ahead and filled it in with that. Once you're done with that, we're going to now go ahead and take a darker color that we have right now. Now taking the darker color, what I'm going to do is I'm going to outline the curves. So first I'm going to outline the stalk. Perfect. And then I'm going to go ahead and outline the curve. But this time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it halfway. I'm not going ahead and completing it fully. So you can see I have just done it halfway and not fully, and that was what is very important, because you can cover it fully. That's not a problem if you want to go ahead and cover it fully, but this will give a little bit of like a design and an idea, something new and fresh for you to go ahead and do. So halfway in all of them. Now we're going to take the same dark color and we're going to go ahead and draw few dots here and there. So have a look as to how I'm going to do it. So now we're going to decorate it how we did with the last one. So dark color, dots. Now the number of dots that you want to do is completely up to you. If you want to fill it up with a lot of dots, then do a lot of dots. If you feel like you don't want to do too many dots and you want to do like a few lesser ones, then go ahead and do that. Perfect. So this is exactly how your leaf structure should be looking. So how pretty is that looking? That dark pink and that light pink. I think it looks very, very nice according to me. So if you feel like, in some spots you've not like missed out and you feel like, it doesn't look nice, then go ahead and add in any of your extra documents that you need to wherever you like. So this is how your first two pieces should be looking. If you made a mistake anywhere and you feel like you want to correct it out, or you want to add or delete and add any color anywhere, go ahead and do that right now. I'm going to wait for a second before we move on to the next leaf. Okay, I think everybody's done a good job. Let's continue. So for the next thing, what we're going to do is we're going to take a fresh sheet of paper and we're going to go ahead and draw a line like we always do. So draw a line like this right through your center, grab your scale and draw the line out with your pencil. Perfect. So now everybody's drawn their lines. Now let's continue. What we're going to do for the next one is we're going to go ahead and draw a leaf shape, like a palm leaf of sorts, but you're going to go ahead and take only one color. Now here, this color I'm going to leave up to you. I'm just taking a dark green color because I want it to be dark green. But if you want to take light green, you want to take dark green, whatever color you want to take, it's up to you completely. Just take whichever color and go ahead and take that. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and draw a curve. Like so. That was a pretty easy curve. Start from the bottom, go all the way to the top. That's all you have to do. Now the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and draw a few wiggly lines on the side. Before that, I'm going ahead and making a double line for this, and I'm going to go ahead and color the double line in. All right, so first what we're going to do now, once you've already gone ahead and colored this in, is we're going to start off with the wiggly lines that I was talking about. So you can see I'm doing wiggly lines first on one side. I'm not, trying to stick to any particular shape, just simple wiggly lines. Yes, this is exactly how your wiggly line should be looking. Let me do all and then just show you. So look at how all these wiggly lines are coming. I have gone ahead with doing a few longer ones at the bottom, and as I've gone on top, I've gone ahead and done a few smaller ones. But if you feel like, you want to go ahead and do only like long ones, then go ahead and do that. But make sure that they are all wiggly. Once you're done with this, we're going to take the same marker and we're going to go ahead and draw a double line for each of these. So you can do, I'm simply going ahead and drawing a double line for each of these. In the end, I'm ending with a point. So now what I'm going to do is just have a look at what I did right there. Yes, everything now has a double line and it's looking pretty nice and good. So this is exactly how your piece should be looking at this point of time. Everywhere on top has to be a point. So if you feel like, you haven't drawn a point anywhere and you need to go ahead and make it pointy, go ahead and make it pointy right away. Perfect. So now once you're done with this, we're going to go ahead and start coloring this in each of them with the same color. So try to make it as neat as you can. If you feel like, it's not looking too neat and you're not able to do it too well, that's completely okay. And try to take your time and slowly go ahead and fill up with your colors. So look at how beautiful that is looking. So this is a single color piece that we learned right here. If at any point of time you felt like, no, I wanted to add two colors or whatever, then you obviously can go ahead and do that. So the whole drawing that we already did with the dark sketch pen, you can go ahead and draw it with the dark sketch pen and then fill it up with lighter color. So that's always an option. But this is something, just the basic thing that I wanted to teach you. So we're done with the second one. Again, if you feel like anywhere you have left any gaps or you want to go ahead and make it anything pointy, go ahead and do that immediately right now. Perfect. I think everybody's done a good job. So now let's go ahead and continue and do the final and the last leaves for today. So the last leaves for today, I'm going to keep it really fun and simple. It's basically going ahead and doing a few heart-shaped leaves. So let's start with that. For this one, I'm going to go ahead and again take a light color and a dark color, and I'm going to be taking a light blue and a dark blue color. Now you can obviously go ahead and take any light color and any dark color like I mentioned earlier. If you've already used blues, take another set of colors. If you still feel like using blues, use blues. No problem whatsoever on that, but one light color and one dark color. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take the lighter colors right now. So I'm going to be taking the light blue color right now, and I'm going to be going ahead and drawing two hearts. You can see one and two. Perfect. So you should have two hearts on your page. Once you have your two hearts, I want you to take the same lighter color and I want you to go ahead and start coloring it in. So it's okay if you have any gaps. It's okay if you have made like, the lines are overlapping each other and all of that. That's not a problem at all. Don't worry about that. These are sketch pens, so they're not going to be very, very neat, which is completely okay. No problem about that. Even ma'am here is not doing a very neat job, which is completely fine because sketch pens do work like that, right? Perfect. So now the next one, we're going to go ahead and color again with the light color. Perfect. So this is exactly how your two leaves should be looking. Take the lighter color and color it in. Perfect. Once you're done with this, we're going to take the darker color and start by drawing the center line of this. So center line and center line. Now what we're going to do is, since the shape of the leaf is going like this, right, a curve like how it is for a heart, that's the same shape we're going to be following and drawing all of the lines coming out. So you remember the first leaf we drew wherein we went ahead and drew the lines upwards. In this we're going to go ahead and do it downwards. So have a look as to how I'm doing that here. So curve and down, curve and down, curve and down, curve and down, curve and down. Same thing you want to do on the other side. Curve and down, curve and down, curve and down, curve and down, curve and down. That's fine. So now it's completely okay. You can see in some areas my color is bleeding over here, but that's completely okay because you're using sketch pens like I mentioned earlier. It's okay if it's not looking as good. That's not a problem at all. Same thing here, curve, 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 and curve. So that's it. That's all we went ahead and did right there. Now the next thing that I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and finish that outline all the way till the end for both of your leaves. And once you're done with this, at this point of time, you can stop with your leaf, right? This is all that you have to do. Now in this, I have completely missed out on this step. You can go ahead and draw a few stalks coming out for this. If you feel like you want to go ahead and draw them, you can draw them. If you don't want to draw them, you don't need to draw them. I haven't gone ahead and drawn it right here. But what I have done is I've gone ahead and done a double line for each of my leaves. So you can see I'm doing a double line right there and the double line for the darker blues like this, just to make it a little darker. And same thing I'm going to do for the top one. Perfect. So that is your heart-shaped leaves that we have learned over here. So if you've made any mistakes or you feel like you've added color or missed out on color anywhere, just go ahead and correct that out. I'm just going to wait for like 2 seconds for you to go ahead and correct that out. Okay, I think everybody's done a good job. Very nice. All right. So I hope you enjoyed doing what we learned today. One thing to keep in mind whenever you're working with sketch pens is a lot of the times your technique will be perfect, but your colors may bleed into each other depending on what color you're using. So don't worry about the fact that it's not looking nice or whatever. Maybe you can try a different color combination and it'll look better. So for example, the first two greens that we used, those colors, looked very beautiful together versus the blues in the end sort of were merging into each other, right? So that's completely okay. And maybe you have used a color palette, for example, maybe you've used yellow and green and they're merged into each other. Don't worry about that at all. Just take a next set of color combination and go ahead and repeat your, drawing, and it'll look Perfect. Right. Okay. So a few things to remember from this class. One is you can use any color combinations that you like. Second is if you're using sketch pens, a lot of the times colors may bleed into each other, but that's completely okay. You don't have to worry about that. Third thing, I'm going to be picking top 10 submissions for this class. So go ahead and do the submission, click a picture and submit it. Very, very important. Fourth is if you're attending all of your classes and you're making all of your submissions, you will get a certificate right at the end, which I want all of you to get a certificate, right? So I'm happy that you attended today's class and I hope you had a fun time. I'm going to see you in the next class where we're going to be doing some more sketch pen work, but this time with flowers, right? Okay, so I hope you all have a nice day. Bye bye, and have a look at the submission video if you need to know how to go ahead and submit it. Bye.